It's 9:10 a.m. on the 20th of November, 1943, and more than 4,000 American Marines brace themselves inside landing craft as they race across the turquoise waters toward Betio, a tiny coral island in the Tarawa Atoll. Barely 2 miles long, the island seems too small to matter, yet it guards a strategic airfield that could open the road across the Central Pacific. Behind its palm trees and shattered buildings, nearly 5,000 Japanese defenders wait in silence. Their commander, Rear Admiral Keiji Shibazaki, has spent months turning this island into a fortress of reinforced concrete bunkers, underground tunnels, heavy coastal guns, and interlocking machine gun positions. He has confidently declared that 1 million Americans could not capture Tarawa in 100 years. And as the final shells from the American naval bombardment crash into the island, he believes his defenses are ready to prove it. Offshore, American commanders watch thick black smoke rise above Betio and assume the bombardment has done its job. Battleships, cruisers, and destroyers have fired thousands of shells over the last several hours, leaving the island almost invisible beneath clouds of dust and fire. Many Marines believe there will be little resistance when they land. They are wrong. Deep beneath the rubble, Japanese soldiers emerge from reinforced bunkers, wipe the dust from their rifles, reload machine guns, and wait for the first landing craft to appear. As the assault waves approach, an unexpected problem begins unfolding. The tide is far lower than intelligence officers predicted. Higgins' boats carrying the first Marines grind violently onto the coral reef nearly 600 yards from the beach. Their engines scream as crews desperately try to force them forward, but they refuse to move. Officers have only one option. The ramps crash open and hundreds of Marines step into chest-deep water with rifles and radios held above their heads before beginning the agonizing march toward shore. The silence lasts only seconds. Suddenly, the entire island erupts. Hidden machine guns unleash perfectly aimed bursts across the shallow lagoon. Artillery shells explode among the packed assault waves, and mortar fire tears through the water, throwing sand, coral, and men into the air. Bullets strike the lagoon so rapidly they resemble heavy rain. Marines fall before reaching the beach, while others continue forward, dragging wounded comrades through the surf. Every step across the exposed reef feels endless, yet there is nowhere to hide. Inside one concrete bunker overlooking Red Beach, Japanese gunners calmly sweep their weapons from left to right, exactly as they rehearsed for months, cutting through the advancing formations with devastating precision. Private First Class William Bordelon pushes through the chaos, carrying ammunition between isolated squads despite the relentless fire. Around him, disabled landing craft drift helplessly across the lagoon while Navy corpsmen crawl from one casualty to another, treating wounds in open water with bullets snapping inches above their heads. By the time the first Marines reach the seawall, many assault units have already lost their officers, radios, and much of their equipment. The narrow strip of sand offers almost no protection. Concrete bunkers dominate every approach inland, while hidden snipers and machine gunners fire from nearly every direction. Smoke, shattered palm trunks, burning vehicles, and scattered bodies transform the tropical beach into a landscape of confusion where small groups fight completely isolated from one another. Offshore, amphibious tractors continue delivering reinforcements directly into the storm of fire. Some burst into flames before reaching land, while others manage to crawl over the reef, allowing fresh Marines to join the desperate struggle. American destroyers edge dangerously close to the shoreline, firing point blank into Japanese positions only yards ahead of friendly troops. Massive naval shells smash into concrete bunkers, but many survive the bombardment, forcing assault teams armed with flamethrowers and demolition charges to eliminate them one by one. Lieutenant Alexander Bonnyman gathers a small group of Marines and charges toward one of the strongest Japanese defensive complexes on the island. Running through intense machine gun fire, he reaches the bunker and leads an assault that destroys one fortified position after another, opening a path for the Marines behind him before he is killed during the attack. Across Betio, similar battles unfold simultaneously as every bunker, trench, and pillbox becomes its own brutal fight. Japanese defenders refuse to surrender, continuing to fire even after direct hits from tanks and flamethrowers. As darkness falls, exhausted Marines prepare for the inevitable counterattack. Throughout the night, Japanese soldiers emerge silently from hidden trenches, launching fierce assaults with grenades, bayonets, and rifles. Machine guns flash through the darkness as both sides fight at distances measured in only a few yards. Some Marines awaken to hand-to-hand combat inside their own foxholes. Others spend the night carrying ammunition, evacuating wounded men, or simply trying to survive until sunrise. When daylight returns, the battle enters its second day, but little has improved. The beaches remain clogged with wrecked vehicles and destroyed landing craft. Supplies are running dangerously low, and fresh water is scarce beneath the blazing tropical sun. Still, the Marines continue pushing forward. Tanks crush barricades while engineers blast openings through defensive walls. Flamethrowers pour burning fuel into bunkers that have resisted every previous attack, forcing defenders into desperate final stands. Smoke hangs so heavily over the island that aircraft overhead struggle to distinguish friend from foe. The once lush, palm-covered atoll has become little more than shattered concrete, twisted steel, and scorched coral. By the third day, organized Japanese resistance begins to collapse, yet isolated defenders continue fighting from hidden tunnels and underground shelters. Every captured bunker reveals another concealed position beyond it, forcing Marines to advance cautiously through every trench and crater. Then, before dawn on November 23rd, the surviving Japanese launch one final massive banzai charge. Hundreds surge forward in a desperate assault, screaming through the darkness toward American lines. Machine guns, artillery, rifles, and tanks unleash devastating fire, breaking the attack within minutes, but the fighting continues until the last pockets of resistance are finally eliminated. After 76 relentless hours, Betio Island is declared secure. The victory, however, comes at an astonishing cost. More than 1,000 American servicemen have been killed, over 2,000 are wounded, and of the nearly 5,000 Japanese defenders, only a handful survive to be taken prisoner. Photographs from Tarawa soon reach newspapers across the United States, revealing beaches covered with fallen Marines and wrecked landing craft. For the first time, many Americans witness the true cost of the Pacific War. Yet those 76 hours reshape every amphibious assault that follows. Commanders study the disastrous landing, improving naval bombardments, amphibious vehicles, tide intelligence, and battlefield coordination before future invasions at Saipan, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa. Tarawa was not the largest battle of World War II, nor the longest. But within 3 relentless days, it taught an entire generation of military planners lessons written in blood. On a tiny coral island that most people had never heard of, thousands fought, thousands died, and history quietly changed forever.